a podcaster we all know, the one and only Shawn Ryan. But do you know the full story behind his journey? From Navy SEAL to one of the top military podcasters, let's dive into how he made that life-changing switch. Shawn Ryan was born and raised in the Midwest, a region known for its hard-working people and strong sense of community. From a young age, Shawn was surrounded by the values of hard work, integrity, and patriotism. His family played a big role in shaping his character, teaching him the importance of service and standing up for what he believed in. As a kid, Shawn was fascinated by stories of military heroism. During his high school years, Shawn was active in sports, especially wrestling and football. These activities didn't just keep him in shape. They taught him discipline, teamwork, and how to push through tough times. The lessons he learned on the field and the mat would later prove invaluable in his military career. Despite the typical teenage distractions, Shawn remained focused on his goal of joining the military. He researched different branches and special forces, ultimately deciding that the Navy SEALs were where he wanted to be. Their reputation for toughness and elite status appealed to his desire to push himself to the limit. Joining the Navy SEALs. After graduating high school, Shawn wasted no time. He enlisted in the U.S. Navy with his eyes set on becoming a Navy SEAL. This wasn't going to be easy. The path to becoming a SEAL starts with the basic underwater demolition SEAL training, known for its grueling demands and high dropout rate. The first phase of training is all about physical conditioning. Imagine daily workouts that include long runs, swims, and brutal obstacle courses. This phase is designed to break down the weak and test the determination of the strong. Thanks to his sports background and sheer willpower, Shawn powered through these challenges. Next up was combat diving. Here, recruits learn underwater skills essential for SEAL missions. Training in open water and mastering diving equipment isn't for the faint of heart. It's all about staying calm under pressure and trusting your gear. Shawn took to this like a fish to water, showing his mental toughness and technical skill. The final phase is land warfare training. This is where things get really intense. Recruits learn navigation, small unit tactics, and demolitions. It's a test of everything they've learned so far, requiring them to work seamlessly as a team. Shawn's performance in this phase proved he was ready for the big leagues. After months of relentless training, Shawn finally earned his place as a Navy SEAL. This was just the beginning of his journey, but it was a huge milestone. Navy SEAL career. After graduating from the basic SEAL training, Shawn Ryan earned his place among the elite Navy SEALs. This was just the start of an incredible journey that would take him to some of the most intense and dangerous places on the planet. Ryan has shared several details about the types of missions he was involved in. Combat missions in the Middle East. Shawn Ryan served in some of the most dangerous combat zones, including Iraq and Afghanistan. His main focus during these deployments was counterterrorism operations, where SEAL teams would target specific individuals or groups involved in terrorist activities. These missions were typically aimed at capturing or neutralizing key figures in groups like Al-Qaeda and later ISIS. Ryan's role in these operations involved both direct action raids and reconnaissance missions, often in high-risk environments where stealth and precision were critical. Hostage rescues. As part of SEAL Team 6, Ryan would have been involved in various hostage rescue operations. These missions, often under extreme time pressure, required SEAL teams to infiltrate enemy-controlled areas and rescue hostages without alerting or harming those holding them captive. Though Ryan has not revealed specific missions in this category, SEAL teams are renowned for their ability to carry out these life-saving operations in hostile territories. Direct action raids. Direct action raids were a staple of Ryan's military career, where SEAL teams would conduct high-speed assaults on enemy positions to eliminate targets or seize critical intelligence. These raids were often executed at night, relying on precision and quick execution to minimize casualties. One example of such a raid, although not directly related to Ryan, is the mission to kill Osama bin Laden, which involved a similar set of skills and tactics used by Ryan's unit. Covert Middle East operations. Ryan participated in numerous covert operations in the Middle East, many of which were aimed at weakening terrorist organizations and disrupting their plans. These operations often involved SEAL teams infiltrating enemy territory and conducting reconnaissance or sabotage, aimed at gathering intelligence or eliminating threats to U.S. and allied forces. Post-9/11 missions. After the September 11 attacks, Ryan and his SEAL teams became heavily involved in the global war on terror, focusing on operations that disrupted terrorist networks, particularly in the Middle East. The SEAL team's role in these operations ranged from direct combat engagements to clandestine intelligence-gathering missions that supported larger strategic goals. One of the most rewarding parts of Shawn's SEAL career was training new recruits. As someone who had been through the ringer himself, he knew exactly what it took to succeed. He poured his knowledge and experience into these newcomers, preparing them for the challenges ahead. This role honed his leadership skills and deepened his commitment to the SEAL creed of never quit. Shifting to podcasting. After several years of intense service, Shawn decided it was time to transition to civilian life. This wasn't an easy decision, leaving behind the adrenaline-pumping missions and the tight-knit SEAL community. But Shawn was ready for a new chapter. Like many veterans, Shawn faced the challenge of adjusting to a slower pace of life and finding a new purpose. He explored various opportunities, including working as a private security contractor and a firearms instructor. These roles allowed him to stay connected to the tactical world and share his expertise. The idea for the Vigilance Elite podcast came from Shawn's desire to connect the military and civilian worlds. He saw that people were hungry for authentic military stories and experiences. By sharing his journey and those of other veterans, he aimed to inform, inspire, and entertain a wide audience. Shawn realized that people were deeply interested in the untold stories of military life. He focused on bringing those stories to light, interviewing veterans, special operators, and other military personnel. His guests shared their raw, unfiltered experiences, which resonated with listeners who craved authenticity. Shawn's podcasting style was a hit. He combined deep, insightful interviews with a relaxed conversational tone, making complex military topics accessible and engaging. His genuine, down-to-earth approach quickly won over listeners, helping the podcast grow in popularity. Today, Shawn Ryan is known not just as a former Navy SEAL, but also as a successful podcaster and advocate for veterans. While the core of the podcast was military stories, Shawn expanded the topics to include issues like veteran mental health, the transition to civilian life, and current events in the military world. This diversification kept the content fresh and relevant, attracting a broader audience. Impact and legacy. The Vigilance Elite podcast didn't just entertain, it made a significant impact on its listeners and the broader community. Shawn Ryan's work has had a lasting legacy in several ways. Many listeners found inspiration in the stories shared on the podcast. Hearing about the perseverance and resilience of military personnel encouraged others to face their own challenges with similar determination. Shawn's own journey from Navy SEAL to successful podcaster also served as a powerful example of reinventing oneself. Looking ahead, Shawn Ryan shows no signs of slowing down. He continues to seek out new stories, engage with his audience, and use his platform to make a positive impact. His vision for the future includes growing the podcast, exploring new media formats, and continuing to support the veteran community. Shawn Ryan's journey from Navy SEAL to top military podcaster is a story of resilience, passion, and authenticity. Through his Vigilance Elite podcast, he has created a platform that not only entertains but also educates and inspires, leaving a lasting legacy in the military community and beyond. And that's the story of Shawn Ryan. One heck of a journey, right? From Navy SEAL missions to podcasting his way to the top, Shawn's path proves that no matter where you start, it's all about pushing forward and staying true to your passion. He's not just telling stories, he's connecting, inspiring, and making a real difference. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his life, make sure to like, share, and leave us a comment on what part of his story inspired you the most. And remember, whatever you're facing, just keep moving forward. You never know where the next chapter might take you. Catch you on the next one.